In 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
What's in store this week on the FuMPcast?
We have Mike, I'm going to screw up your last name, Collins Dowden? How do you say your last name?
Yeah, that's good.
Good enough. From Boy Meets Robot. Mike from Boy Meets Robot. That's all you need to know. Welcome to episode, what the hell number is this? No, I don't want to see that again. It's 528 of the Funny Music Podcast for whatever the hell today is. July 30th,
2020.
I'm operating post-migraine today, so my brain shut off a couple hours ago, so it's not going well, so welcome, Mike. Is this the first time you've been on the show?
I did it way back in like 2016.
Okay, so this is your first time on the video show, but you have been on the show before.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, let's see. I went to Wally Wingert's house, which was really cool. For those of you who don't know him, he is a well-known voiceover person. He does voices for Invader Zim and Bleach. He also was the announcer on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno for many years. And also, he was, way back in the day, did a lot of songs for the Dr. Demento show, including the song that was the #1 song of the year in 1989, a parody of Wild Wild West. Who did that version of Wild Wild West? I can remember.
Oh, I don't remember. It was some 80s pop band or something.
Yeah. That was living in the Wild Wild West, that song. And it's a parody of that called Adam West, basically about how there was a new Batman movie coming out that didn't have Adam West in it. So that ended up being the #1 song of 1989. And he has, as I believe I mentioned last week, he was interested in hiring me for to do a storyboard related project for something he's working on that I'm not allowed to go into detail about. But he was fine with me telling the world that I'm doing stuff with him, especially to us, Dr. D Funny Music fans. And so, I went to his place and hung out there and, socially distant, but we talked through this whole thing that he's having me do the board for. And he also showed me he's, much like myself, a huge devotee of Jim Henson and the legacy of the Muppets and all the Muppet creators and puppet builders and all that stuff. So he has, in his own spare time, built his own versions of Muppets, and he likes to specialize in the obscure early versions of Muppets before they were changed. So he's made the original version of Grover was actually kind of greenish in color, so he's making a green version Grover as a full build, and just lots of other really, really cool stuff. And then stopping in his restroom before I left, I noticed he had a big framed thing on his wall of various letters and things he had gotten from famous people over the years. One of them was from Weird Al. But then I noticed a letter on Dr. Demento's letterhead from 1989 that Dr. D had typed to him sometime during the middle of the year when Adam West was, making the Funny Five a lot and all that stuff. And it was just kind of a wonderful thing to see, like, wow, Dr. D has been the same wonderful person all these years. Because, back when I started sending him stuff in 95, 96, even before he started playing any of my stuff, he'd always send back the most wonderfully encouraging rejection letters.
I got a whole bunch of those. In fact, I should still have them somewhere, but I don't know where they are.
Yeah. So that's, it's just super cool. And I asked him if we could take a quick selfie with the photo, and then I posted it up at the Dr. Demento Facebook group just so everyone could see, me and Wally and stuff. So, and in front of the letter, just pointing at it like that. So, and then after that, I went on a date with a woman. Woo!
Woo!
It was a socially distanced date. We went to a drive-in that practices social distancing, and we saw the Hulu movie called Palm Springs, which is Really good. It stars Andy Samberg, and the less you know about the movie going into it, the more you'll enjoy it. So I won't say anything more other than I really liked it. And it's also available on regular old Hulu. So if you want to watch it and you got Hulu, you can watch it right now.
Cool.
But yeah, we met there, and we took off our masks long enough to take a selfie and then put them back on right away. And me and Elizabeth hung out and talked, and it was really cool. And we saw the movie, and then we talked a little bit afterwards, and then we gave each other like these kind of, shoulder line to shoulder line hugs with each other just to, and then went home. So, but that was really cool and fun. And she and I are still talking and stuff. And tomorrow, or I don't know if it's tomorrow or if it's like midnight tonight, but at some point within the next 24 hours, the Disney Plus show Muppets Now will be launched for the world to see. And we have tentative plans to get together on over Zoom or over the phone or something and watch it together from our separate places because we are both huge Muppet fans. So that's cool. Spent the rest of the week. I did my usual drawing class with Rich Aarons. I did another drawing class with Steven Silver that went really well last night. And there's been this Cartoon Network Studios series of webinar kind of vlog, video talks with various people, and I got signed up for those because I managed to notice it when they first posted about it. There's 6 of them, so there were 3 this week. The first one was called Building Your Storyboard Portfolio, which is very much in line with what I'm trying to do. And it was good, but unfortunately there wasn't a lot of new information in there for me because kind of like, it's either stuff I've already done or I already am doing or whatever. The second one was just about was background artists talking about the job of doing backgrounds, which doesn't really apply to me, but I wanted to watch it anyway just so I could learn more. And then today there was one called Character and Prop Design for TV Animation, which I've never been a character designer officially, but it could theoretically be in my wheelhouse of things to do. I actually applied for a character design job on Rick and Morty once just because it was Rick and Morty, and I'm like, well, there's no way I'm going to pass this opportunity up. And obviously I didn't get the job, but Lindsay also applied for the same job. And after we had both turned our stuff in and we're both finished with it, we kind of looked at each other's work to see, what each other chose to do. And Lindsay's was definitely way better than mine, which explains why she is now the lead character designer on Solar Opposites.
Right.
So,
hey, speaking of background art, have you watched any of Castlevania yet?
I still haven't, man. I'm sorry.
The freaking background art on Castlevania is astounding. And it kills me because there's some clips where you'll see this gorgeous background graphic for like a second and a half. And it's like, I know some artist worked like for weeks on that one painting and it gets a second and a half of screen time. And it's just, but man, that is beautiful artwork on that show.
Yeah, or other times, like one of the people I saw doing a talk showed like a wide shot of a background that she had to draw, and the action of what happens in the board like follows these characters who are like on like riding a horse or something along a winding road, and so it's kind of like the camera is going to follow the action of them walking down that winding road. But when you look at the flat drawing in its full size, it looks nuts because it's going all these in these weird perspectives that go with how the people are running. So it doesn't really work as its own piece of flat artwork, but it works fine for what they're doing on the show. So there's all kinds of tricks to working in TV animation that people just don't know about. But yeah, other than that, I've just been like ever since Monday, I don't know, I just gotten this bad funk headspace, dealing with my depression and stuff. So I'm trying to get out of it because I need to get to work on this storyboard project for Wall-E. So if anybody wants to message me with, positive things to try to kick me into a better headspace, feel free to go ahead and do that. What have you been up to the past week?
Well, this has been a slow week at work, so I had some vacation time to burn. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a couple days off. So I took today and tomorrow off, and then I figured I could work. I released an episode of The Insider earlier this week where I talk about this little side project I'm doing, which is another simple video game that I'm making in Game Salad, so I can get back into Game Salad so that I can, get back to Sneaky Monster and eventually finish Sneaky Monster. The game is just about done. I was hoping to take today to finish it up. The last thing I have to do is this one in-app purchase because the game is going to be free with ads supported, and then the in-app purchases you pay like $1 or $2, whatever, and that removes the ads, and that's it. So that's the last thing I have to do. And today it fell apart underneath me, man. I had a wicked migraine. I had a whole bunch of errands to run. I had to drive the kids to various places, and I got absolutely nothing done. So I did manage to nap this afternoon, which helped with the headache. But I've had a very unproductive day otherwise, and my brain shut off a couple hours ago, so if I start babbling about things that are completely unrelated to anything, just, give me a virtual slap or something. Other than that, that's about it. Oh, and last week when we did this restream thing for the first time, so Mike, last week we normally stream on Twitch. Last week we also simulcast on YouTube and Facebook, which we're doing now as well. And the hope and the dream was that streaming on YouTube would make it so I didn't have to re-upload the video after the show. Turns out that's not the case. YouTube doesn't save the live stream, so I still have to re-upload the show. So, what are you gonna do? So Mike, what have you been up to?
Not a ton. I'm a teacher, so I'm like off this summer. I do some like private teaching over Zoom a couple days a week, but mostly busy with our 5-year-old. We're trying to like do some sort of homeschool something with him, so trying to keep him occupied is most of our time, and then just trying to work on some music. And it's sort of crazy how busy you can feel like without actually doing anything.
Oh, I know that feeling. So you posted a song.
Yeah.
So give us a quick intro to this song, and we'll give it a listen.
Sure. So the Pants song. This one I wrote it back in 2017, I want to say, and I played it. I think it might have been the first time I played it was when I played at FuMP Fest that year, but it sort of came about because I was thinking like I wanted to write a song. This band I Fight Dragons, who's like a big influence, because they're another kind of chiptune band thing. And so to a first approximation, all of their songs are about sort of like not listening to what society tells you to do and following your dreams and kind of good stuff like that. And I was thinking, well, if I was really going to be, just following my dreams and not worrying about anything, I would probably spend a lot more time sitting around in my underwear playing video games. So it sort of became a song about that. And then Ian, a couple months ago, he came in and he did a little verse in the middle to add a bit. And it turned out to be, since everyone is spending weeks at a time without putting on pants, sort of turned out to be a surprisingly relevant song.
All right, here is the Pants song by Boy Meets Robot.
Go to work or get the A. There's chores to do and bills to pay. Watch the sun come up and start another day. But don't ask yourself, does it have to be this way? Now I don't care what they say. I'm not putting on pants today. 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 It gets better, can't you see? Playing Overwatch in my undies. But go outside when there's TV. I can see my friends, Rick and Morty. Don't talk to me about responsibilities when I'm eating Fruity Pebbles and Tidy Whities. And so what if your mom's on her way? I'm not putting on pants today. today.
Now's my chance, I'm not putting on pants. They just get in the way when I am playing Dance Dance Revolution, the solution to the everyday stance of total leg freedom. Oh, don't look at me askance. You wish you could be me, just to feel the summer breeze. Sitting on the couch in my Navy BVDs. When gaming and competing, I am never overheating. Or working from home in my business Zoom meeting. The pantsless.
Now I'm just looking for some escape. But there's only so much Skyrim you can play. Won't someone make my problems go away? I'm not putting on pants today. I'm not putting on pants today. No, 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 no. I'm not putting on pants today.
Very nice.
All right.
Sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
to unmute myself. So, yeah, so I love that there's like a reggae vibe with chiptunes in this song. That's new.
Yeah, I can't think of any real reggae chip. I mean, this song's kind of all over the place. It's like a ballad, and then it's reggae, and then it's like punk, and then it's whatever that part with Ian is. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's rap. So.
yeah.
So yeah, so you work with an actual Game Boy.
Yeah. So I'll actually program it on the emulator on the computer, or actually a lot of times it's just on my phone. But then for like shows and stuff, I'll actually bring out the actual Game Boy and put it on a cart. And
Oh,
it's kinda
okay.
cool.
So it's not really like an actual Game Boy when you're writing the song using an emulator.
Yeah, it's just a lot easier. You don't have to worry about like the battery dying and losing everything.
Sure.
And, and you get it's easier to like I can extract the audio for each sound channel separately.
Hey, and
There
there's
he is.
Ian.
Hello.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, everyone.
we just played the song.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
How much pain are you in, Ian?
You know,
All of it?
enough.
The usual amount for 2020, right?
Yeah, just about, it seems.
So Mike was just telling us about his Game Boy.
Ah, the robot in Boy Meets Robot.
Yes.
Yeah. And then for the whole gimmick, here's the robot who plays the Game Boy.
Very nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's Rob from the NES, the original Rob robot. Is it an actual Rob
longer.
robot, or is that?
It is. It is. This one is no longer functional though.
Okay.
So but I can like kind of put the Game Boy in his hands here, and then he holds that on stage. I know there's something about like being a solo musician that I like feels uncomfortable to me, but like when there's like a robot there too, and it's like, oh, we're a band. I'm not here by myself. Like that feels better.
I just have to say that the Rob accessory for the NES was the most useless video game accessory in the history of video game accessories.
That is 100% not true.
Oh, there's worse ones?
Oh, there's far worse things than Rob the Robot. There's the activator.
Are you guys coming in here?
What was the activator?
The activator was a hexagonal thing that you stood in the middle of, and you would throw punches and kicks over different quadrants of it to make characters punch and kick in fighting games. It never worked. It was made for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
I have vague memories of something to that effect. I don't think I've actually used it, but I seem to remember something like that existing.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. And then there was I can't remember the name of it, but there was this backpack chest plate kind thing where if you got punched in a fighting game, you would feel it on the backpack that you're wearing on your chest, that's a thing that shouldn't be.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. I remember, but at least it worked. Well, in theory, I never
It
tried
worked, kinda.
Were there any NES like accessories that weren't like pretty much useless? I mean, I don't know, like the Power Glove.
Well, the Power Glove was it worked in Rad Racer kind of, and it worked for one other game.
Yeah, the Power Glove had
Everything
its
else,
uses,
you
but
may
it,
as well just been using a controller because you're using the controller on your wrist.
I remember the track and field pads worked pretty well.
I was just gonna say the Power Pad.
The Power
was-
Pad worked pretty well.
I spent a really long time when I was starting doing this stuff, like trying to research how I could convert one of those into a MIDI controller, and it was going to be too much of a thing. But
That would have been cool.
yeah,
We got the Power Pad on Christmas Day, and it was like before that much further along on Christmas Day when we started using it, we figured out like, oh wait, if you get down on your knees and just use your hands to go,
Yeah.
you can run much faster. So,
Yeah, and there were some games where you could do track and field and run really fast, and if you jumped off the Power Pad, your character would just stay in the air and sail over all the hurdles.
Yeah, I remember demoing the Power Pad for a friend of mine when I was in high school, and he thought it was the funniest damn thing he had ever seen in his life. Because he was like, "What is that thing? What do you do?" And I put on track and field, and I just started running, and he just lost it.
And yet they still make games and make us do that. Like Ring Fit Adventure.
Yes, I have that.
So do I. I haven't used it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I
because-
haven't used it in a little
ouch.
while either. I've been actually running outside and stuff, but
Exercising outdoors, it's unheard of!
yes. So how did this whole collaboration between the two of you come about for this song?
well, I think we like started kind of hanging out a bit back like in 2017 or whatever when I was at FuMP Fest, and I probably had at some point probably around then I had the idea of like, hey, there's this like whole section of this song where nothing is happening. You should do a thing there.
I think we actually met before FuMP Fest, I think, because you and I also played the C2E2 after party, which I think was in 2017.
Yeah. So, but I think you're a good fit for this song, and I think we both identify with the the dream of pantsless living.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it was a song I could rationalize or empathize with. I can't think of words right now. Brain is gone go boo boo. And but yeah, it was a song that I had a connection with. Oh yeah, no pants. No, I'm all for that. Yes.
I'm all for that
And
too.
obviously, so
I
is
enjoy the
so
no
is
pants
Vamber
living.
behind Luke.
Yes.
Yes. She is very much on a no pants stance.
I should have slipped a reference into Vamber in my verse.
Yeah. Well, I know I had to turn off my camera because my son, of course, is also running around with no pants on right now. But
Living the dream, living the song.
Yep. Cool. So how things been going with you?
you that Ian?
No, for you.
For you.
Oh, sorry.
We talk to Ian all the time.
Yeah, Ian's been on for the
Yeah,
past
sure.
2 weeks. So.
I'm unimportant in this interview. I'm just here for moral support.
Hey, oh, and there's the pantsless 5-year-old. All right. You know, sorry, give me a.
I opened for the pantsless 5-year-olds as Scooter Picnic. Or the pantsless 5-year-old opened for Scooter Picnic. I screwed up our own joke.
That's okay. I want to figure out why Zoom keeps switching to Luke's face even though he's not making any noise.
I think perhaps he has his volume very high up on his computer.
Yeah, but
And so
there's
it's
no
probably
sound
picking
coming
up
from
that
his...
sound
Maybe
of
if
us talking.
Maybe if I
on
turn off
his.
the fan on the other side of the room.
Oh, it could be the fan, yes. But then again, I have a furnace going right next to me that's
I have a ceiling fan going.
Ceiling fans
but
tend to be quiet.
It might either be his speakers or the fan in his room. Don't know.
Well, it seems to have stopped, so whatever he did, it must have been that fan he had on.
Must have been. We're filling in space because Boy Meets Robot
he's dealing with a pantsless 5-year-old at the moment.
Dealing with pantsless children. Child. That sounds weird when I say it.
Okay. I moved. Yeah. He got really into like Captain Underpants too.
Nice.
Which is actually like those are really fun books, but we also had to take like a break from that for a few months because it was like causing some problems at school. But that's all right. Yeah. So I'm I'm horrible like everyone else. But we're doing okay. Like being a teacher, we have it kind of easy over the summer, and before that I was like teaching remotely for 3 months, and we're going to go back to that next month, teaching remotely. So, I mean, it's awful and a pain, but, we're okay. So,
yeah, so your school is not considering going back to, like, in person?
Yeah, they just decided till at least the end of September, we're remote. So, which isn't a surprise because Illinois is going in the wrong direction, but...
Yeah, I mean, New Jersey cases are very low right now, which is good. I'm very happy for, but they're still talking about sending this is the dumbest plan. They want to send the kids to school, like half the kids to school Monday and Tuesday, then sanitize the school on Wednesday, send the other half to school Thursday and Friday. And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever because the kids are going to be, schooled from home on the alternate days, and then they're still going to be exposing the teachers and exposed to the teachers and all the staff and everything there. It's not going to help anything at all. It's just so I've heard tell that the teachers union in New Jersey is planning to take up arms if they're forcing them to go back. So and the teachers union in New Jersey has a good amount of power. So I'm expecting my kids to stay home once September comes.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of places are giving the families kind of the option to just opt out of in-person school for, a part of the year or the whole year.
Yeah.
So.
Of course, if we do that again, I got to figure out a way to get my 12-year-old to actually do work. So.
Yeah. that seems to be a common problem.
So, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh yeah, I guess I should talk about music. Well, I supposedly have an album that I'm going to be releasing that I keep not finishing, but it's been recorded for like a year. So at some point in the near future, hopefully in like a month or so, I will have like an EP with stuff. So if you stay tuned, I'm on all the social at Boy Meets Bot or boymeetsbot.com. Will take you to my Bandcamp page. You can find that, so that should be a good time.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to move on to the news and the second song and whatnot. You're welcome to stick around if you'd like. You're welcome to take off if you have to deal with more pantsless children.
I think I probably should go deal with the pantsless wonder, but it's good to see you guys.
All right, well, thanks for coming on.
All right, take care.
We'll catch you next time.
The pantsless wonder sounds like Captain Underpants' sidekick.
Oh yeah. Oh, you don't even want to hear the start of it, but we'll be talking to you guys. All right.
Take care, dude.
Catch you later.
This is the FuMP.
Hey, little cell, got a nice genome. Can I come and use your chromosomes? I'm a multiplier. Oh no, I'm a virus.
I like the way you. No, you go. I like the way you. Go ahead. I just wanted to say. I'm glad I didn't get out of bed for this.
All I wanna do is zoom, 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 zoom from my bedroom.
It's such a dump.
All I wanna do is zoom, 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 zoom from my bedroom.
It's such a dump.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
What you're worth by putting that shit on a t-shirt. I like to display what someone else has expressed. I'm a t-shirt girl and I hashtag
time for funny music news. Something, something, something.
In the news, Worm Quartet has stopped selling the profanity filter masks, and the reason is apparently they don't adequately cover the wearer's nose and mouth, so they don't provide any real protection. And Shoebox doesn't want to be responsible for anyone getting sick. So the printer he uses a print-on-demand service. They do not accept returns, but Shoebox will. So if you would like to return your mask and get your money back, contact Shoebox directly. You can reach him through wormquartet.com if you don't have his email address, or reach him on Facebook, or I don't know if he uses Twitter anymore, but anyway.
And that guarantees it to be a collector's item later on.
Or you could keep it and just, use it around the house for decoration or whatever.
Use it to cover your shame. Your shame!
Steve Goody has a new video out for his song Vote, Goddammit. This is an updated version of the song. He posted the video to the video section of the FuMP, and is linked to his song. It's also available on his YouTube channel. Check it out. I have a brief cameo at the end that I completely forgot about while I was watching the video, so that was interesting. I'm watching the video, and all of a sudden I'm staring at myself, and I'm like, hey, my camera's not on. What's happening? And so, that was fun. Chris Mezzalesta's Tambourine Love Kickstarter has about a week to go. They're looking to raise $5,000. They're at around $2,000 now, so they have about $3,000 to go. So if you're into 60s music, definitely check this one out on Kickstarter. Search for Tambourine Love, and you'll find it. Some FuMPFest updates. The deadline for dumb parody ideas and this year's video contest is August 14th. You will need to submit for dumb parody ideas. If you want to take part, you will need to submit a video of you performing the song and send it to me. All the details are on the website in the news entry, with all the rules for dumb parody ideas. I've gotten exactly one so far, so we'll this could be interesting. And no video contest entries yet, but the deadlines for both of those are August 14th. That'll give us time to assemble them all together and get it ready for the show. The FuMPFest 2020 t-shirt is now up for sale in the store at thefump.com and at fumpfest.com. We are only accepting orders until August 7th. After that, I'm going to place the order for the t-shirts, and we're only making as many as we sell. I'm not going to make extra to have a stock of this particular design. So if you want a FuMPFest 2020 t-shirt, order it before the 7th, which I believe is next Friday. And we have a new sponsor. Dementia Radio is sponsoring FuMPFest again. Thank you very much, everybody at Dementia Radio.
Woo! Hey, thank you.
And that's all the news I got. You guys got anything before tour dates?
I got a couple things. Kyle A. Carosa has been working on a pitch for a show called Caffeine and Punky, Life in Los Tungeles. He describes it as his dream cartoon show. It's kind of a Animaniac style show with a lot of different characters, all interacting with the two main characters being a cat named Caffeine, and Caffeine Cat to be specific, and a jack-o'-lantern girl by the name of Punky Jackman, who has her own TuneVid video vlog type of show. So he wanted to start figuring out how these characters were going to sound and how these characters were going to look and all that stuff. So he wrote up a script after me and my roommate Erica sent him a bunch of kind of audition takes of us improvising potentially as voices of Caffeine and Punky. And Punky he thought was perfect for with Erica from the start. I had to go through a bunch of trial and error periods with Caffeine Cat, but I finally delivered something to him that he thought was close enough that he wanted to make it into an animatic. So if you go to the YouTube page of Kyle A. Carosa, aka TV's Kyle, you can watch this. It's about just over a minute long test animatic with Caffeine and Punky, which is called Caffeine and Punky Hungarian Mahogany. And Punky is spelled Punki, just in case anybody's trying to type it in and Google search it that way or whatever. So please check that out. It is super fun, and hopefully there'll be more of these kind of tests in the future. The other thing is not directly comedy music related, but I'm going to plug it anyway because I have that kind of unwielding power. A good friend of myself and Colin Lindsay, named Misha D, is a stand-up comic out here and recorded an album several months ago, and finally has that album released. And the title of the album is Dolphin of the Land. So if you go to dolphinoftheland.com, you can get the links to hearing the album on Spotify, on iTunes, and other places. And it's a just over half-hour album. It's really funny, and I highly recommend it. In fact, I asked Misha if he could send me a link so that I could pass it along to Dr. Demento for potential playing on his show as well. So anyway, that's Misha D's new stand-up album called Dolphin of the Land at dolphinoftheland.com. Ian, you want to look like you want to plug a thing, maybe?
If you happen to have backed this, if you backed the Ninja Sex Party tribute album on Indiegogo, the download codes for the album should be going out tomorrow. And the CDs will be going out sometime mid-August when I get them back from the manufacturer. But they're on their way. Digital codes should be going out tomorrow. All fingers crossing and all that stuff. But yeah, hoping to have those go out tomorrow, so everybody can at least hear the album before you get your physical copy. And I want to thank everyone who happened to back that project. Thank you very much. I recognized a bunch of names from people who listen on Dementia Radio and come to our stuff and do things. So thank you all for helping making this project possible and actually a thing. And now you'll be getting the spoils of your rewards soon.
Sweet. The people in the chat want to see the FuMPfest t-shirt, so I'm attempting to pull it up. Oh, I can't do that. That sucks. All right.
Is it up at the store at thefump.com?
It is. Let me see if I can, because browser window. Yes, I should be able to show this. And there. Okay, so this, you can see it. It's kind of small, but it's that's what the t-shirt looks like. It's basically the FuMPfest 2020 logo, where I just kind of scribbled over everything by hand, because I thought that'd be funny. So,
is there a deadline for ordering the t-shirts?
Yes, August 7th, which is next Friday.
Okay.
Week from Friday. All right. Tour dates, besides the usual online stuff, on the 31st we have Gen Con online with Mark Gunn and Mikey Mason. And on August 1st we have another online concert with Carla Ulbrich. And no FuMP birthdays or comedy music related birthdays coming up, but Monday my puppy turns 1, so Jax will be 1 on Monday. So
Yee!
All right. Second song this week was by Mikey Mason. Here is America's Ass.
Indiana is the crossroads of America on charts. Wisconsin is our dairyland. Kansas City is the heart. Our backbone is the Rockies, so strong and hard to pass. Just look behind Steve Rogers and you'll see our nation's ass. That ass defeated Nazis. That ass outleapt Batroc. That ass spent several decades, frozen solid as a rock. That ass took down the Rhino, who can lift 100 tons. That ass beat Arnim Zola and Baron Zemo and his son. It infiltrated Hydra, took it down from the inside, and punched through Iron Man's armor. That ass known far and wide, beat Red Skull and the Kingpin and the Winter Soldier too. That ass KO'd a werewolf, there's nothing it can't do. The ass that died fights in zero G. That ass encountered Quicksilver with superhuman speed. Muscular and firm and just above America's thighs. That ass is so damn worthy, it can lift Mjolnir high. So keep your mottos and your slogans, but I shall raise my glass to the backside of Steve Rogers, who wields America's ass. To the backside of Steve Rogers, who wields America's ass.
So Mikey was supposed to send me a video clip to talking about this song since he wasn't able to make it, and I guess he wasn't able to get that together. So, Ian, why don't you tell us about this song since you're here?
Well, sure. I'm qualified. This song is about Steve Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America, and the line from, I think it was in Endgame, where they called him America's ass, and, because he's got a great butt in the spandex uniform thing that he wears. And this references both the movies and the comics, and all the things that ass has kicked. And that is all I can say. I have the t-shirt behind me.
You do have the t-shirt behind you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I, God bless America's ass.
That'll do.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Wacky Ben wrote, now we need a COVID parody of MC Hammer's You Can't Touch This. Somebody actually did that. That was another one that I found when I was, looking up anyone who else had Maria Tucker's idea. Somebody had done a You Can't Touch This parody. It was terrible, so I didn't mention it. Number 11 wrote, wear a mask, damn it. And then posted a picture of himself wearing the aforementioned profanity filter t-shirt, mask, and a Worm Quartet t-shirt. And
Draconis alert. Draconis alert. Draconis alert.
Draconis wrote, in honor of tradition, shut up, Ian! And that's
well
it.
Then. Yes. Good.
That's it for feedback. All right.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
Teasing. Tomorrow's song is by Bad Beth and Beyond.
Yay.
And Tuesday's song is by The Chris Waffle Explosion. And tomorrow's Spotify playlist topic is Logan Award nominees. I put all the songs I could find from the original song and parody song categories up on the playlist. I think there was only one song that was not on Spotify, so that one's not up there. I can try maybe doing the videos next week, but I just didn't want to make the playlist too long. I try to keep it around a half an hour. So, that is it. Boy Meets Robot is at boymeetsbot.com. Mikey Mason is at mikeymason.com. Ian, you got anything to plug?
Sure. This song, despite not being... let me try that again. This song, despite being on his album that isn't out yet, is on one of my albums that is out yet. It is on the B-side collection I put out a couple weeks ago called Demented Access Memory Nodes, or DAM. That's available on the Bandcamp there. And Reviewsicles is now available on Spotify, iTunes, and all that other good stuff. And also, I have a Patreon. Please help me make more videos and songs.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Patreon.com/InsaneIan if you didn't know the address.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And I'm still here for some reason.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
The next adventure, Caffeine and Punky, Dolphin of the Land. I don't know.